Hello, hello, hello. I remembered to do absolutely everything except have my chat pop-up window.
I
So
have mine. I have mine on the screen now.
I'm taking all of a minute to do that. And hello, welcome everybody. How is your weekends? I'm saying hello to people in chat. I'm going to try and be productive like I was all morning before I got distracted by. Ooh, what was the webtoon though? I need to know.
That's a mood.
I got to write a scene for my playwriting class, so here I am. Woohoo!
Woo!
Working on my outline, hoping to get it done. Nice. We also hope you get it done. Hello to CB from Jenna. Hi, grabbing some coffee before it's sprint time. That's fair. You've got like 15 minutes. Hello, hey, and hello to all the peoples. So while we wait for those to trickle in, go ahead and tell us how. I'm sorry, I didn't realize what folder I was in, and I saw this, and I was like, "The fuck is this doing in my in my stream folders?" And then I realized I was in my Let's Talk folder, which is updated with the Lost Boys things, not the Mummy stuff. So yes,
I lied. It was a Peter Pan movie.
I felt so much shame as I realized that. No, kidding. I don't know what shame is.
What is
Hello.
shame? Who is she?
Greenhouse math and room cleaning, maybe some D&D planning today. Awesome. Love it. Oops, I gotta write 2 scenes. Now your workload doubled. We're not even at the first sprint. Hello.
I have some research to do tonight. Woo! Because now that I've been on my meds consistently for a week, I can actually think semi-properly and plan things.
I feel that after I take my shot.
Yeah, it was just like...
Which I'm supposed to take Friday or Thursday. I haven't decided yet. Probably Thursday.
Man, I can actually kind of
Yes, you can do your typing lesson. Actually, you know what? I'll probably take it Friday. We're supposed to go see Sonic on Friday, so.
Is it me? Am I supposed to say the words?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about my upcoming weekend, but how my weekend went this weekend was, so my mom calls me on, what was it, Friday? I think Friday. And she's like, Sam, or no, my aunt. My aunt sent me a text and she's like, do you want a new couch? And I'm like, maybe, why? She sends me a picture of this very nice L-shaped couch. And I'm like, I mean, how big is it? Because L-shaped couches are dangerous. You have to like have the specific kind of room, especially if they're like not an ambidextrous L shape.
Right.
And so I'm like, what kind of L shape? And she's like, she calls me and she's like, it's like 6 feet by 6 feet. And your mother thinks that it'll go good in your garage den. And just take it. It's a free couch. And she had the tone. And I'm like, yes, Aunt Ree, I will take the couch. Worst come to worst, we'll find somebody who wants it. Because apparently, the lovely lady who is giving away the couch is she's moving in with her daughter who had just bought a new couch. And she had just bought this couch 5 months ago, so they just didn't want it to go to waste. So basically, it was just getting shoved at me, whether I wanted it or not. My aunt was just waiting for me to agree. So
little did you know.
The next day, my mom's like, we're bringing you this couch. And I'm like, okay, I'm having the children help me clean up this room. So we got the room, which we got a lovely spring shower. And this is the week that my migraine shot just does not work anymore. So I'm like, oh, this is fun. My sister stayed behind to help me rearrange the garage because I already had a little couch in there. So we had to figure out how to fit the little couch in the L. And now my garage den is a rectangle. And the way that this couch would have been perfect if it had like gone this way, but no, it was this way.
Oh no!
And so now I'm like, because I've got stairs and a water heater on this side, and then I've already got the the TV and the entertainment system here, and a huge ass computer desk taking up like a third of the room, and I was just like, okay, but we figured it out. I mathed it. We're good. And then that night, After I took my sister home, I started building a futon bunk bed, which I've put together many a furniture by myself before. The way beds work, at least the ones that we've ordered now, is you've got the bars that go across. Well, they like slide into these little holes on the side, and then they give you these plastic locks that you just snap right into place, right? It's supposed to be super easy. Yeah, no. These motherfuckers would not. It would take me almost a full minute to get each of them in, and then like by the end of the night, I actually had to stop working on it. I still had a whole, like, everything was essentially framed out, except I needed to put the bars in the futon, the bottom part, which, because it's a futon, is in 2 parts, therefore double the normal amount of these little snappy bitches. My thumb was, okay, the swelling's gone down, but my thumb was actually swollen like this much, and it was red and purple. I came downstairs to get some sleep, and Chris is getting ready for work. And I'm like, babe, my thumb. And he's like, God damn, what did you do? And I'm like, I pushed the snappy things in. The next morning, I had clearly overdone it the previous day because my head was pounded. Felt like somebody was just right into my head with an ice pick.
Yep.
I felt like I was going to throw up. And I'm like, I have to finish that bed. Like Chris had already worked 2 14s. He was currently at work working another 14, and then he was gonna work another 14 today. So I was like, I must get this motherfucker put together. Migraine, I ain't got time for you. My oldest son brought me some pain meds and a drink. I thanked him muchly, and then he says, the note you left on my door, because they like camped out in their other brother's room. And I left a note on the door. Don't go in your room. Like, your phone is right here. And so he was like, I saw the note. It said you were going to go back in at noon. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'll go do it at noon. Like, very concerned. And so I went in there, and all, like, the night before, until I told them to go to bed, and then all that morning, they would come in to check on me because they were like, we know you're struggling. We know it's really hard. We just want to make sure you're okay. They brought me water. They brought me pretzels dipped in yogurt, which we're just referring to as the treats at the moment because I got it for them. And it was, yeah, I got it put together. My youngest decided she needed to help me, so that was fine. And we all got it. It's good. It's put together. They used it. I came downstairs. I was like, this is where I am for now.
If you needed me, I would be here.
And then I had to make dinner. And I was like, we're having pizza rolls. Child, preheat the oven. And they were like, yeah, pizza rolls. I'm like, that's the enthusiasm I'm looking for.
You're like, that's what we need.
So, yeah, it's a giant chunk of ice. I'll take a bite if you want. Oh, you're just showing me that it sounds like a cookie? Hey, bring me my drink. I left it in the living room. Thank you. But, yeah, so that was just my weekend. And then I had my live streams for April, except the last one set up. And then Matt messages me this morning, and he's like, Sam, I'm on the 11th, not the 4th. And I'm like, son of a bitch! And I'm scouring my Milanote to figure out where I fucked up. I had literally changed it in only the spot for Fox. Even my newsletter was wrong. And I guess Fox was just like, well, she probably just fucked up in this one spot as opposed to these 13 other places. And I'm like, your faith in me, sir. But no, I just prioritized your information over my own. It's fine.
My weekend was delightful because I started a new job on Tuesday. So it was official first week done. And it was the first weekend in roughly 3 years that I never had to worry about someone calling me or emailing me or texting me or bugging me about work. It was delightful.
I'm very happy for you.
Like, there's so much less stress. I'm so happy. Thanks.
Thank you. Sometimes, look, they like fight and they are occasionally sassy, very attitude little butts. And I'm just like, what have I unleashed on the world? And then there's days like that. And I'm like, I guess it's not terrible. We did something right here. Working on 2 beats today for one project and world building for another project. Nice. Multitasking. Hello. I am late, but here. During the first sprint, Jess, you should go listen to my turmoil that you were semi-privy to over the weekend.
Thanks. It's so much better than my old job.
And how was your weekend, right quick?
So I had a deadline with my editor that I forgot about. I thought it was on the 14th. It was today on the 4th. So I was editing my way through the last book in my debut series, and I'm still, the stress hasn't stopped. Like it's off. It's but I'm still like, but I'll survive. It's fine. I'll get over it.
Cool, it's fine. Don't worry about
it. Thanks. I'm just waiting for the cry to come, and then I think I'll be good.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
So what are you two working on today? Are you still working on edits, or are you finished with your edits?
I'm done with the edits. Technically, I should probably format the ebook for book 1 because that's up for pre-order and it's not formatted. But I'm just going to be, let's not. It's a whole thing. The paperback and hardcover are perfectly formatted, just not the ebook. We've been struggling. No, I'm just going to be journaling today because, as I said, it is 2 a.m. and I did work like 14 hours yesterday. So I'll just be doing all the fun things now.
I'm probably going to be doing some research that I've needed to do that I've been putting off for months. So I can actually get this book fucking worked on and done. Instead of every stream being like, I'm working on my debut. Hopefully I want to be like, I'm publishing my debut.
It's an exciting transition, I can tell you.
I've given myself like 5 years to work on this bitch. So it's like, I have a long timeline I can increase and I got a lot of room to play with, but still, I'm like, I want to get this thing done.
I approve this playing The Sims. Savion will be working on writing chapter 2 tonight. I am first going to fill out. So Clever Fox has a new kind of planner out. Just so everybody knows, this is my work in life Clever Fox planner. It is so good to me. So they were like, hey, we have a self-care planner out. And I was like, well, let me give that bitch a try. And so but there's a section in the beginning that you're supposed to fill out that's like, what's your vision of life? And there's a part right here where it says, what is my life's purpose? I crossed that out and just wrote overrated. And right by it, it's like, what is my mission? And I'm like, can get behind that. I just don't think we have to have a purpose to be here. So, but I have a mission. I have a goal. So, which I count as different. But I realized that I hadn't done these 2 pages, so I'm going to be working on that, which is like, what fills me with joy? What drains me? I appreciate that there's a what drains me because like so many self-care things only focus on the positive, and it's important to acknowledge the negative too. So I don't want to fill out the life balance. I don't want to see it. I'm going to have to.
I was talking to my counselor and she was like, what makes you happy? What brings you joy? And I literally was like,
Cody's like, I don't know her.
That's a good question.
See, for this, it has it separated. Like, there's the joy and the drains me, and then there's different little sections. There's emotional, spiritual, physical, family and relationships, social, personal development, financial, and environmental. And I'm like, these are all good things. So
I'm like, things make me smile, but like writing makes me smile.
Right. I feel this, Grayson, and it's part of why I haven't filled it out yet, but I need to fill it out. Also, there's a vision board section, and I don't do a vision board, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. Probably just draw pretty eyeballs. some bat wings. I'm focusing on schoolwork and reading, maybe editing video. I don't think I can write. Oh, you mean like you have too much to write today? Working on some schoolwork and hopefully getting a little bit of outlining done for a YA urban fantasy series. What's it about? I'm YA urban fantasy. I don't like saying trash, but my brain is like, there's no other word in existence that's a synonym, even though there is.
I love urban
definitely
fantasy
cannot
so
remember it.
much.
I'm gonna go with Stan. I'm an urban fantasy Stan.
I am also an urban fantasy stan. So.
Unhealthily obsessed.
Also.
All right, you should introduce yourselves. Cody, you first.
Hello. Hi, everybody. You'll notice I'm in a new angle. Don't worry about it. We're not going to talk about it. Hello. Hi. My name is Cody Keller. I'm the resident Sparkle King. I am a gay creator. Likes to make gay shit. Straight people have it too good for too long. I had something else there, but I don't remember now. Anywho. I am currently working on my debut novel, which is about witches and werewolves and shit. And what happens when a werewolf hunter is raised by werewolves raised by werewolf hunters. And maybe I should stop thinking too much. I think my meds are wearing off. Yeah. So follow me to social media links down below. We go on adventures. And I have some sweets. Don't mind me.
Do you have enough to share with the class?
Yeah, Cody.
I have enough to share with you two.
Thank you.
But only you two. No one else.
That's fair. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself. My name's Anne. I make videos and I stream currently 6 times a week, which we're gonna tone that down because who has the time and the patience and the energy? I do not, which is, that's what drains me if you care. I also have a book club where we read fantasy books. I run the seasonal writing challenge, which just ended, so that's chill. And my debut, it's called Removable Accolades via Dystopian Sci-Fi, is coming out this or next month, depending on when the tax office decides to get their shit together. But it is up for pre-order if you want to grab a copy on Amazon.
If you desire freedom, you leave my charger be. Do you understand?
Is that the patron saint of the streams?
No.
This
is Balder.
I was like, that's her brother.
No.
Moment.
Not her brother. Oh, hold on a sec. First of all, this is Balder. He is notorious for liking to be near me, but not like cuddle unless I'm dying. Then he's aggressively cuddler. Like, if I'm dying, he demands my arm because then that means I can't work or do anything else. But joke's on him. I just like maneuver my laptop in a way that he can lay on my arm and I can still move the mouse, and then he just gives me dirty looks. However, Artemis is not related to Balder or Freyr. But Balder and Freyr are brothers. They are from the same litter, a litter of 2.
Oh, I usually say that whenever like 3 dogs live with each other. I'm always like, oh, they're siblings.
Yes. However, there's too much of certain things that go on for me to even playfully say she's related to either.
I see. Okay.
Yes. But also, my friend Chrissy has 2 of her brothers. One is a black cat and the other is a tuxedo cat. So it's kind of weird how the universe fell that way. But yeah. But I have my charging cords like off to the right over the bed, and every time I picked up my phone, he was attacking my phone charger. So I had to have words.
words with the child.
Yes. And time for me to do my introduction. Hi. Hello, I'm Writing Mom Samantha Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. On Mondays, I host live streams like this, where sometimes we do writing productivity, and other times we have a party to celebrate the end of the quarter, like we did last Monday. Highly recommend watching the replay. And then still other times we talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, like the 1999 film The Mummy, which I will be discussing on the 25th. Yes, the Brandon Fraser one. On the 25th with Emily Oliveri and I think Matt.
Yes, with Matt.
Yes, and Matt. If you would like just any of that information, click my links down below. When I post videos and stuff, I post them on Thursdays. But right now, that's like still not a thing because my chronic illness took me out for a year and I'm still playing catch up, but I'm like halfway caught up on life stuff, so I can then start working on platform stuff again. It's a balance. If you would like to read a sample of my short stories, though, so that you know that I do know what I'm talking about when I talk about this stuff, you can go to my website, samanthaalnasset.com, and read my spooky flash fiction. I have a meeting and a schedule with an editor for All That Glitters, so that it will be going up on my website, hopefully this year. Still not making a promise, but we're at least going to be working on it. Eric will soon be free for the world to see.
Oh, Eric.
If you would like to support the channel, you can like this stream, subscribe, ring-a-ding that bell, and if you would like to tip, you can do so at my Ko-fi down below.
Give Sam money.
I'm sorry, I'm so used to it. I was like, wait.
The funny part is I heard the pause because I got distracted, and I heard it. I was like, wait a second.
And yeah, also like my co-host links and everything are down below, as well as pronouns, so everybody knows what pronouns everyone goes by. So yeah. There we go. CB had it.
Those. Listen, I gotta falter every so often.
Look, it used to just be I did it because otherwise I'd get interrupted, and then like I started seeing the like bodies tense, and now it's just a Pavlovian thing where I have to pause.
Oh yeah, especially if me or Matt or CB are in stream, or all two of us. It's a competition.
Yes.
Who can get there first?
Yep.
CB started it, and then Matt started doing it to fuck with CB.
And then I started doing it to fuck with Matt.
I love that.
And now we've all made it a competition.
Woohoo, pronouns. Yeah, I started adding them last month. I just kept forgetting to say that. I have a note in my checklist. I'm like, figure out how to mention these smoothly.
We're still working on the case. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
I can't do anything smoothly when my migraine shot's worn off, which you talk about. It's a competition, and I am the winner. But do you have more cats than the child?
Do you?
I'll go ahead and get our son of a bitch.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Everybody, very quickly, I need you to vote on this poll as soon as it is up.
Oh.
And then I will still go fetch the timer.
But CB, are you truly the winner?
But you don't understand. I'll just be sitting in the room with the children, and all of a sudden I'll hear, "No, I need another cat."
Listen, that one day I was getting so angry. My roommate's like, "Are you okay?" I just hear you screaming, "Give me the cat."
Bruh, it took me 4 days to get my fucking Reef, the last cat I needed to finish that room.
It was so bad. I'm just like, "Give me the fucking cat."
The higher level you get, the lower your chances, and they just
so
murder
angry.
you. I see one person voted 30 minutes real fast.
See, I just
Get your votes in quickly.
I know how my research brain goes. I'm maximum time for maximum research.
Excuse me.
I wrote these down today while I was at work too. I'm very proud of myself.
What are you researching?
So because I have werewolves and shit, I was like, ooh, me and Sam talked about this a while ago. And I'm like, ooh, would it be cool if they had scars? And I was like, I need to research how the human body like heals itself.
Okay, I've got 12 votes, and it says there's 13 people watching. I don't think that last vote is gonna make or break our poll.
You never know.
I can math.
But do you want to?
I did. Already.
I could math.
Nothing functions when I have brain fog except my math.
Everything's terrible, but math on it.
That's like earlier. My sister wanted to double check what my zip code is because I live on the other side of town from our mom. So she wasn't sure if I would have a different zip code or not. And the first time I hit the wrong number, and then I called her really fast because I was like, I fucked up. I don't know what you're doing, but I sent you the wrong one. And then I said it out loud, but I said it wrong. And I was like, just forget it. It's mom's. It's the same as mom's. And she's like, oh, okay, then I know what it is. I just wasn't sure. And I'm like, yeah. and my husband, who's sitting right next to me, who was born and raised in Florida, I'm like, honey, what's our zip code? And he's like, this is it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I was right. That's it. I just can't say it out loud right now. It's terrible.
So, yeah, so I get to research scars and how the human body scars because, like pristine werewolf just doesn't sound great unless they've never seen combat.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
So, I'm sorry, chat. We'll go into the sprint in a second. So here's the thing with that, with werewolves and scarring, is it depends on how you explain how their regeneration works.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way that scar tissue functions and why scar tissue exists, like why some scratches scar and other scratches don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's very possible that your, like, werewolf would not have as many scars, or that the scars just wouldn't be as deep. But I don't find it believable in any fiction that a werewolf would have absolutely no scars at all, no matter how fast their regenerative properties are.
That's
because their regeneration is about speeding up the healing process, not instantly repairing damage. Whereas a vampire's regeneration is about preserving the body at the time the magic took hold. So, like, I have a whole thing. Maybe we'll make it a let's talk scars and magic regeneration.
And this is why I ask Sam questions. This was the exact conversation we had, and I'm like, because I was talking about like piercings and stuff.
Yeah, you were asking me if they could pierce, and I was short answer. Yes, werewolves can get piercings because you heal from a piercing or a tattoo.
And the whole is So I was like, and then she's like, research human body and how it scars. I'm like, smart.
If anything, they just like get tattooed and then walk out without having to do all for 2 weeks. Anyway, so right, that would be great. All right, so we're gonna start the sprint now because we're 28 minutes in, and here we go. And we're back. So one of the things in here is like physical. And I'm like, what drains me physically? Can I put everything? Is everything an answer?
Existence.
Existing.
I have chronic fatigue. Existence is in fact the answer.
It is always just life.
So how did everybody do that sprint as we wait for StreamYard to allow chat to speak? I went to check on my cat crafting, which was supposed to be very quick, and then realized the dailies have rolled over. So then I'm like, well, now I have to do my cat dailies. So I did as many of them as I could. And then went to working on this, which I got. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 sections with the joy and drain, and I did 2.
Nice. And how'd you do?
I started journaling. I calculated all the words I wrote this month. We're at 9,500. I also edited for 12 hours in the last 2 days. So that's great. And then I began my goals page in my journal. I don't know if you can see that, but I like to have like tick-offs for every stream and video just so I feel good. Like, you did something today. Whoop whoop. So I'm starting on that.
Nice.
That is a coping technique for both anxiety disorders and when you have a chronic disease and you're also trying to have a job. So like one of the first things that I figured out to do is like in habits, I've got like teeth, hair, face, so that every day I remember to brush my teeth, my hair, and wash my face. And it's a little thing I can check mark because otherwise I will forget to do it. And then also to micromanage like those little tasks throughout the day, because otherwise you like lay there at night and you're like, I didn't get anything done. But then you look back and it's like, oh no, I got a shit ton of things done. It's just none of them was this one thing that I was fixated on.
Yeah.
So
no,
like
that's so relatable. I have 2 different journals. One that's like a monthly tick off, like you did the things, and one that's like a daily thing, like, okay, here are the 7 things you did today. It's fine if you don't do everything else, but these are the things you do, and once you do, you're good, you know? Because, anxiety is high in me.
So I did quite a bit of research into scarring. I found something very interesting that people who are of darker complexion or who are redheads, which is pretty much my entire cast, aside from like a few people, are either people of color or redheads.
How does the redhead translate to the werewolf? Are they ginger werewolves?
Some, yes.
like the fur.
Yes,
Some, yes.
Obviously.
One very specific image I have, I don't know how it's going to translate later, is the mother looks like running fire when she shifted.
Ooh.
I don't know how that's going to translate later, but that's an image in my head. That's a future me problem.
Oh, I would scream at that if I read that.
Like, yeah, not gonna lie. That's the only like true image. I'm like, she has to be. They can acquire what's known as keloid scars, which are scars that basically, like a scar is like a little tiny line. Keloid scars expand beyond that and become very unsightly. It's like interesting because that's about 50% of my cast. I need to write that down. It can happen. It is more likely. Not all of them. So, all right. This entire pack is either people of color or gingers. So it's like it's good information to know. Also, speaking of task things, so my work uses this website/app called Choir for tasks and tasks management. And I was like, interesting. Do say more. So I thought about trying it for my own personal life and seeing how that goes because I love task management. I have ADHD and autism. So I will get into a routine, and if my routine is not doing tasks, I will not do tasks, and it's very hard to break that routine. Luckily with my meds, it's been a little bit better. I've been remembering more things, which is great. Or at least remember to write them down. so that way future me can remember to do them. So I've been trying to remember to use that and utilize that to my ability. And I even have it on my phone. That way if I'm at work. I also asked my boss if I could use Millinut while at work because it's a system I like, and he said yes.
I've tried a few digital apps for doing tasks and stuff, and it works for long term or to an extent, but for like day to day, I have to have it like physically out because the act of like writing it out with my hand and sitting there focusing on it helps it anchor better in my brain.
Yeah.
And especially when the brain fog gets really bad, then being able to just pull it out and look at it. And that's all this is. It's just the like it's just the overview of like the month and the week and the days task. Because I use the Ultimate Achievers one, which has quarterly goals, and then you've got your week. You can break it down into weekly, and so I'll write everything I want to do that week, and then every morning I look at what I want to get done that week, and I pick like 1 or 2 things, and I put that in my daily. And that just helps it so better because that's all that's in here. Whereas like on my phone, I've got like so many other things going on, and then on my laptop, I have just so much going on that having the planner, which is solely that, works really well for me.
Yeah. I think now. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask about your digital versus like handwriting because I have strong opinions. But
I want to catch up on chat first. First I have to set my break timer, but I am very chat interaction heavy. As long as chat will talk, I will prioritize them. I have told co-hosts to shut up so I can talk to chat before.
Oh, I was gonna tell
regulars only. I don't do that to guests in that manner, but I will.
Oh, she'll gladly tell me to shut up multiple times. I was gonna say that to you, and also please don't be afraid to tell me to shut up. I do talk a lot.
Oh no, I love that. I'm here for listening. It's all good.
All right. Started greenhouse math, but math is hard, so I'm still working on it. That's fair. I played Sims. I forgot to go back and watch the beginning. Please, it's fine. You're fine.
You're fired.
You saw my Instagram stories. You follow me on TikTok. You probably already know my weekend. Got 2 pages of outlines done. Woohoo!
Woo!
270 words. I had to consult a map halfway through, though. That's fair. 2 cups of death wish. Fair. 279 words. Cat cuddles and got distracted on Twitter. First the cat, then the bird.
Sounds like me.
Ate a cookie, then wrote about 30 words. Oh, yeah. Sam is reminding me I need to fill out my planner for April. Right? Normally, like, I would have done it the week leading up to April. And that's what I did do for this one. But, like, the self-care one is new, and I didn't know what I was doing with it yet. And then I forgot because I had new furniture that I had not been expecting to have. Our author tube friend, Becca C. Smith, gets keloids as well. She talked a bit about it in her video about getting her tattoo a couple years ago. Yes, my sister has also had unfortunate problems with keloids.
Yes, so I have to do more research into that and how they can form. It's just more research for me. I also think now that I have a job that is 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday, I'm able to block time better to like remember to do my planner because I have one somewhere. I know where it is in this mess.
I have a friend who, like, they'll forget that their Clever Fox planner exists every now and then they go back to using it, and it's just very wild to me that because they're undated, right? So you could, if you like stopped doing it February 23rd, but then you wanted to start using it again April 2nd, you can do that. I cannot. I physically cannot. It stresses me out far too much.
She's talking about me, guys.
Yep.
She didn't want to say my name. She's talking about me.
I wasn't actually talking about you because I didn't know that you could do that, but that's good to know that you can do that too. And I was talking to the person who does do it, and I was like, I'm fascinated, and I just could never. And it's like, I think it's because of my very small, tiny form of OCD that I
Mhm.
just cannot bring myself to do it. But I'm like, nope.
Yep. I feel that. I have all of these journals that are micromanaged like every day. If you were wondering how many problems I have, this is how many problems I have. But yeah, I too feel the same. Like,
Problems and journals are 20 of them.
I don't know. I feel like even if I didn't do anything, like it still needs to be my journal that I didn't do anything. Like, excuse me, I cannot just skip over.
I like writing my to-dos by hand, but any charts or stats have to be on a spreadsheet on a computer. I can do that.
It is also like a new process for me because, like I said, I have a job now that is very rigid. Like between these times, busy.
It's like my husband's more digital and I'm more analog when it comes to that stuff. And that's just like kind of how we've always been. So like we've been trying to find apps or stuff that help him because we wanted to do a budgeting thing. And so we tried the Clever Fox budget journal, but that doesn't really work for him because he doesn't remember to journal it. But so instead he found a budgeting app and he remembers that. And so he handles it through that, and I'm just connected through the account, and it yells at me all the time. And I'm like, hey, it's yelling at me again. Do the thing.
Well, Chris, I may need that budgeting app. Excuse me a moment.
Well, DM him. I'm sure he'll.
Oh, I'm already on it.
Oh, you're already on it.
Oh, I'm already on it.
So it I'm a very big supporter of your mileage varies no matter what. 'Cause, like, there's a trope called your mileage may vary, which is basically when like something might seem good or bad just depending on your personal life experience.
Yeah.
I love that that's a trope and that can be used to apply to things. And so for me, organizing a stuff it's a very your mileage varies on this. Are you more digital or analog? Are you a mix? Is it like things? So like I said, for my to-do list, I had like 2 different apps on the phone that I tried to use for it. And one of them I really liked and I used for almost a year before my migraines got really bad. And it's basically whenever you updated it with the task that you did that day or with your schedule, it also asked you like how you were feeling. So you could also keep track of your mood.
Oh.
And so like I was using it largely to keep track of, because that's when my CPTSD was really bad. And so I was using it to keep track of like the anxiety spikes and the triggers. And then like, I guess I got past most of that and got through a lot of healing. And then my brain was just like, we don't need this thing anymore. And so I stopped using it.
Oh, that's
But
so
I like
relatable.
it.
I feel like when I first started all this author thing, I felt like such an imposter. So I wrote down every time I wrote, like, even just for a minute or something. And then I'd be like, oh no, I did write on Tuesday. I'm a writer. I do the things.
Thank you for stopping by.
That
But
was
now-
me in the beginning.
I did write.
Yeah. But now I feel very confident in my ability to, be an author. So I'm like, I don't need to micromanage that. I did work. It's fine.
I'm jealous.
fine.
The closest thing I kept to a journal in my entire life was when I was on my writing hiatus because I wanted to get my kids to a certain age before I dedicated back to a writing career. But to make sure that I did not go completely rusty, I wrote 2 character blogs. And it was just like journal style, 2 different characters throughout their lives. Excuse me. That was the closest.
I also
They
think
keep
I'm
being
just
a
trying.
Sorry, you go this time.
I'm sorry. I also think I'm trying to figure out my own balance between digital and analog. Because like I can't do 100% digital because it's so easy for me to be like, oh, swipe, cool, goodbye.
Yeah.
To where like I think I would probably keep digital for like the big things or like I'll have my tassels for like the big project and then like the fuck ton of lists that go with it and then like the analog be like what do I want to get done this week. Put it in the analog that way I can.
That's essentially what I do.
I think I might try that.
With Mylanote is like big picture, and then Clever Fox is little picture. And so I will use my Mylanote to then fill out my Clever Fox.
Yeah, so it's probably what I'm going to be doing.
Why is that joke still going, Portia? That was months ago. I fucked up. I know. It's fine.
And once a joke is released, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it could have been worse. Like, I feel like Stepbrother's not that bad.
I still
Right.
journal almost every day.
I
That's
am
awesome. I semi-journal now. I'm starting with this baby, which is such a pretty blue.
Yeah, I just need to get into the rhythm of it.
Yeah,
And once I get in, I'll be fine.
I have it scheduled in my daily. Like, I time block now on Google Calendar, which helps. And I have it scheduled like half an hour of journaling every morning before I get work started, so I can get everything out of my brain into the journal and then focus on shit. So I can actually do stuff.
That.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
There's a spot in the day part for Clever Fox where it's like your daily schedule. And I have a friend who's like, well, I'd never be able to use that part because like I don't have a set schedule. I just have a routine. And I'm like, yeah, same, but I just fill it in as I do it. Like if I have an appointment or something for that day, I use 2 different color pens. I use black and then blue. That these are not the pens, but bear with me. So the black pen I like fill in the morning when I'm doing my overview. So like any appointments and stuff I have are in the black pen. So like technically pick up the kids should be in the black pen, and sometimes it is when I remember, but most of the time it's not because they don't have school 24/7. But like today's live stream went in the black pen, and then the blue pen, or no, the tasks that I decide I'm going to do that day also go in black pen. And then the blue pen will be for check marking those off and filling in what I do as the day goes on so I can see like when I ate and did all of that stuff. And if I have to add task on, like fix live stream thumbnails, that goes on there. And then when I'm like looking back at the end of the day and I'm like, oh, I didn't get done everything I planned, I can be like, oh, because there was other unplanned shit that came up. I see now. I see what fucked me up. Because it's just really easy to forget, like at the end of the day, when you're like, I didn't finish writing my words. Oh,
Yeah.
because I died. It's fine. That is such a pretty blue. Yes. I'm mostly analog, so I have my journal. I have a writer's notebook that's almost a bullet journal, and I have the passion planner daily for my planning. Awesome.
I also think it's because my handwriting sucks. Like, it's not great.
My handwriting's atrocious.
Oh, yeah. Same. That's why I use colors. I'm like, okay, purple's for writing, blue's for live streams. I don't know what I said, but I know what's going on in general in that color, so...
Fox is yelling at me. He's like, your wall branding and Clever Fox are different blues. Get it together. Sir, I was like, my wall is so close to my brand blue on this camera. You can almost not tell.
Like, can you tell? It's almost the same as my website, my journal and my wall.
Here's the thing. This is a green.
What?
Also, that's a blue.
Yeah, it's a blue-based green, but on camera it shows up super blue.
I have a lot of feelings about that.
This is a powder blue.
And I think this is a green-based blue, or like...
but it's still pretty.
It's not this dark in real life, but this is a blue.
Are you guys trying to make me feel like I'm colorblind?
No, also, it's just how colors pick up cameras sometimes. My daughter's wall is in person. Her walls are this like... vibrant magenta, like punch you in the face, it's so pink, you will know. But like in pictures and stuff it looks red. So when we were like first painting it and I was sending like update pictures to my mom and my grandma and stuff, they thought I was painting our middle child's room because they're like, oh well, I thought it was red. I'm like, no, this is pink. Let me tell you, if you were here it would punch you in the face, it's so pink. Like, I promise you it's pink. But yeah, I know in the photos it looks red. Bro, I'm telling you, the magenta.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to schedule my life because, like I have things I want to get done, but like because of mental illness that has gone undiagnosed, and I'm starting to get my life together. I'm like, all right, cool. Now it's time to actually do things I want to do. Also, figure out what makes me happy. Mine's
diagnosed. Healed from, well, as healed as one gets from it. I've got my coping tools.
Yeah, I just started medication, so we're still in the very early stages of fine tuning this beach.
Oh, I don't take meds. Not because I have anything against meds, I just didn't need them.
Yeah, I also don't take meds, and I feel very like confident in my ability to manage like my depression and anxiety at this point. But like, I don't think that's all that's going on in my head. I'm like, you should go see a therapist. They can help you. But also, do I want to go see a therapist?
My
So we're
ther-
still in the struggle phase.
My therapist was like, because mine is primarily CPTSD and Tennessee is very much therapy before medication to see if that can help. Then so we did therapy and it worked very well. And so I'm good for the most part. There's like, still moments or times and stuff where things happen, but for the most part it's good. It's so much better than it was when everything first started hitting the fan. So we're good. I don't cry when I leave to work a convention every day anymore.
I
My husband almost banned me. It was the first time in our marriage he considered putting his foot down about something, but he was like, if you call me from the hotel room crying again, he's like, you're not leaving. He's like, no.
it's just not happening.
But I was like, it's fine. It's getting easier. It's getting better. It's fine.
In the beginning of my therapy, I had self-diagnosed myself with half the DSM-5, which is the book of medical issues.
So many.
That
And-
sounds dangerous.
And she was like, my therapist was literally like, intake took me 2 days, and she's like, you do not have all of these, buddy. It's impossible. We gotta
She's
narrow
like,
these down.
sir, let us start playing process of elimination.
That's what happened.
Yeah, but
And
like
then-
so many things are so similar. Like,
Yeah.
how do
And
you
like-
like them?
There's a
And-
lot that cross over. There's quite a few that are comorbid too, which for those who don't know, comorbidity in illnesses is when like if you have one, you probably have the other and they may even feed into each other, such
like
as
anxiety, depression.
it's part of why dyslexia is called the grab bag of disorders, because if you have dyslexia, you have a very high chance of having like 5 other things at so low a level they can't technically diagnose you with them, such as ADHD, OCD, and I forget the others. But yeah, it's fun. And like migraines are actually comorbid with PTSD, because if you didn't have it when you started having them, you probably will at some point, because they are apparently just that traumatizing. And I'm like, oh, well, that's fun.
So I've come up, like me and my therapist, like, because we had to take a short break because I was moving jobs. So like, I don't have insurance. I can't see your shit. Expensive. And so she's like, you've come a very long way. I'm like, yeah, you remember during intake when I wouldn't stop talking for about the entire hour? And then I was like, I think I have ADHD. So we took the test. And she's like, you were too textbook. So either you
I
have
was
it.
upset on your behalf. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Well, she was like, because she's like, I can't like be like this triggered
I
our
know
system.
the reason, like I know the reasoning behind it. It's like it's like you're so textbook that they can't trust that you're not just cheating or like faking.
Research
But
it.
also, like,
To be fair, I was also textbook for psychosis and bipolar disorder. So to be fair, I also triggered two other things. And I was like, definitely don't have psychosis.
everybody, I've put up a poll for the time for our next sprint.
And then like a year later, she was like, I'm fairly certain you have ADHD. The more we talk, the more like
I have so many comorbidities. We are only guessing at what came first at this point. I'm
Same.
sorry I laughed. I'm just like, I haven't gone through that, but why do I still feel related, like relatable?
Me.
I think so, bear with the brain fog. I think the reason is because sometimes I'm like, did this PTSD episode trigger the migraine, or did the migraine trigger the episode? And which one is keeping the other going? So,
because that's the fun part. You have to figure out which one's which, because you can't hear one because the other's the cause.
So I hate that for you, but I just had a moment of, I feel that.
Yeah, that's. I wish to let you know I also chuckled because I like that is me. I feel that. That's
Me and one of my best friends every now and then we'll be going through something and we're like, oh man, this is like how shitty everything is going right now, and the other one of us will laugh and be like, look, I'm sorry, but me too. And I don't feel alone now. And I'm like, no, I can't.
Me and my roommate right now are going through very high stresses with very different stories, but like we're in the same section of the library.
I love
We're
that.
in the same genre.
Yeah, we're in the same genre, but different
Neither of
books.
us want to be here.
Nope. We are both on the struggle bus, and it's going downhill fast.
All right, I will leave the poll up for another moment.
Hydrate if you haven't in a while.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should do that.
Never. I'll just dehydrate. It's fine.
What's also fun is my medication is an appetite suppressant. So I forget to drink, and then I get a headache.
Oh.
And then I'm like, why do I have a headache? Oh, I haven't eaten since 1 and it's currently 12. And I'm like, I should probably also drink water. I haven't done that either.
Yeah, I get reminded that I have to drink when I have to pee, which is a very good reminder, because if you drink, you pee, and then you drink again, because you just were like, okay, I did the thing, now I have to do the thing to do it again.
Yes.
That makes sense?
I should also find like a hydration reminder, because if I'm not on stream or at work, I will not drink water.
My hydration reminder is just empty bottles of water all around me, and I go, oh, I should fill that up
If you
whenever I pass one.
if you spend money on bottled water, instead of that, I recommend.
Oh, no. We have like tap water as drinkable, and I just have like glass bottles all around that I refill with tap water.
Cool.
This is 64 ounces. So
Also,
I should drink one of these.
We love that it says great tits on there.
I love that. I
Love
need
that.
that.
Well,
Nice.
what I was gonna say, in case any of chat
Yeah.
misses, is if you buy like smart water or anything like that, they're absolutely useless. They don't really do anything for you. And water is actually not the most hydrating drink. Juices are. Like lemonade is more hydrating than water, and it keeps you thirsty, so then you drink more. Like water, literally all it does is provide water, but it doesn't. But like the smart waters and stuff that say that they provide vitamins are pretty useless, essentially. What's better is getting certain sports drinks, because they provide electrolytes and vitamins, because they're like designed to keep athletes going. If you're not super physically active, have to be careful how much of that you drink, because it's designed for people super active. So
Also, I need to
Body Armor is my sports drink of choice.
We have Body Armor in our fridge right now.
I don't know what that is. We have so many things of it. I mean, you have so many things that we do not have over here. And sometimes I go, I just wish I could like have one of your grocery stores. Just like one. Go in there, look at all the things, try all the things, and then be good.
So my bestie Fox, he lives in Canada land. And in Canada land, they don't have nearly the same amount of cereals as we do. And so I'll buy cereals for the children and then just send him pictures of them. And he's like, what the fuck is that? How? And I'm like, bro, there was like 6 other different kinds of this cereal in the aisle. And he just goes, Maryland. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah. Welcome to America.
I started using a color changing cup. It's been great to remind me to drink as the color changes back to the first color. I love this witchcraft.
I also feel like I would like it because my brain would associate colors, because my brain associates patterns and colors. And I may be researching that because like, oh, that's the color I need to drink.
I need to get that for the children. Katrina, DM me a link to this.
All of us, please.
If you'd be so kind. And I will share it in chat.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Y'all catch up
That's
to me.
I also forgot I have this drawing set up. Do I want to draw?
To put the scrolling banner. Fox, you yell at me about all my blues, but not my scrolling banner?
Not the
Sure.
possibly important thing. Just the blue. Do I want to work on this though?
Yeah, do it. Work on it.
I have to get my tablet. It's under this. There's a lot of menagerie under here. Okay, I probably will.
missed something while I was yelling.
You remember that drawing I sent you last night about the 2 boys sleeping on a train?
I don't remember drawing per se.
Oh, well, it was a 3D rendering thingy, and I was like, my drawing.
Yes. Okay, now I remember. Okay.
I was like, I forgot my
That's the
drawing.
wrong word to activate my memory filing cabinet.
Ah, yes. I forgot that you have to use the trigger word.
Yes, it has very specific word associations.
And I was like, oh, do I want to work on this? And Anne was like, yes, and that's all it took to convince me.
If you ever need someone to tell you to do something, I'm here for you.
In Fox's mild defense, he is in fact a corpse right now. He is merely communicating from the great beyond. And we don't know when he will return to the living.
Is it what's words? What is the timer?
25 minutes.
Okay.
You're using a 25-minute timer, not one of the food-themed ones? I'm so offended.
Not one of the what themed ones?
My friends from Pages and Paladins, they have food-themed timers, so there's like a toaster timer or like a cinnamon roll timer, and they're all 25-minute themed. So I haven't done anything but 25-minute sprints since they started that.
If you can send me one in less than a minute, I'll use it instead.
I mean,
I'm not picky. I use my face, and then I don't care beyond that. The more you know.
Once you start using them, you can't stop. Like, that is the best because they also make you talk about food, and I love food. Like, there's nothing better than food.
I love food.
Oh, they're live right now. I love that.
I love
He
food.
is not forgiven. Well, that is between you and him. Oh, this link is atrociously long. Where's tinyurl.com?
Come on. Okay, there we go.
Don't mind my husband playing a game in which everything wants to kill him.
It's fine. I love hearing Chris randomly scream in the background. It's not a damn stream unless Chris is screaming.
Okay, you got the timer thing.
Okay. Give me one
I also
moment.
found my Cash App debit card, which was missing, and I found it.
Anybody wishes for the color changing cups? I've pinned them.
I will.
Yes.
Like,
Where
like
did you send it? Did you send it on Instagram?
I also sent it in the private chat. I sent it on both because I didn't know what your preference is, but
When I'm on the computer, whatever I can get to easy on the computer. Otherwise, I don't care.
oh. Okay, I'm very triggered by the fact that on the picture, the little boobly thing on the straw is outside, so that the straw can still fall out of the cup.
Oh.
Dude, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, that is so weird. I have a feeling my roommate has one of these. I may ask him.
No, Minnie, I have to pause.
Right? It's the best one. It's the OG one.
I like toast.
Same. Toast is the best.
I'll like it as soon as the thing loads to like.
I like bread.
All right. So, are we ready? Does anybody want to count us down?
I can't count. I'll do it. Do we count from 3, from 5, from 7? What's your favorite number?
69, but that's too high.
3. That's why I had 3 kids.
That valid. I'm still working on getting dog number 2 and 3. But anyway, let's count down. Let's start the countdown in 3, 2, 1. Happy sprinting.
Hello, hello. We're back. So how did everybody do that sprint?
Oh, damn! Did you forget to unmute yourself?
No?
Yeah.
What? Oh, it's my end. Give me half second.
Sir, I unmute myself before I take the stream down, the sprint thing down. Yes.
Okay, there we go. My computer is currently doing a very silly thing where there's a bug right now where like every time I go to a system menu, it just scrolls down automatically.
Mm-hmm.
I hate
So it
that for
happened.
you.
I spent the entire stream trying to fix this so I could draw it, and then in the past like 20 seconds it started to work, and I went to go unmute myself, and then for some reason my sound was changed and just
Yes, I can feel your rage.
yes. I love
Sorry, I'm slightly distracted because my daughter has a moon observing project she's supposed to do, but it's cloudy, so she can't find the moon. So I looked up what moon phase was supposed to be in our area today, and she notes that the picture of the moon on the computer has craters. So her moon must also have craters, and she's trying to match the photos.
I understand that.
adorable.
Also, not to, scream at you, but if you want to change the banner from 20-minute writing sprints,
Oh,
guess
yes,
what?
thank you.
Done. Yes.
I appreciate that. Yes. No. Sir?
Okay, cool. Now that I have my pen tablet working again.
Also, if you have not yet voted in Fox's poll.
Waffles?
Okay, so if we're talking about the waffle timer, I have to say that I do not call it the waffle timer anymore. I call it WAF because Violet once wanted to talk about the waffle timer and just wrote WAF, and we have to make fun of our friends when we can, so.
Oh, all the time. Relentlessly.
I wasn't even sure. Look, I was just trying to do things, and then I look up, and there's a poll I didn't put there. And
I
was like,
wondered
"The
where it
fuck
came
is-"
from.
I was like, the fuck is this? And then I saw that Waffle was winning, and I'm just like, Fox. Like, I didn't even click on the rest of the poll. I just saw that Waffle was an option, and I knew.
Because waffles are great. I have waffles in my freezer right now.
So,
I
hello,
wish I had waffles in my
Laura. I
freezer.
don't know if you're still here, but thanks for popping by.
Don't mind
Also,
me.
I am all for horror stories where horrible things happen.
Yes, I'm reading the Cirque the Freak series currently, and it's so good. It's middle grade horror, so.
Another one. Awesome. Also, I could, however, that requires like signing into the other one and then refreshing, and I was like,
It's
I'm
a
trying to
lot.
get stuff done. Folded laundry in 263 words. Oh yeah. So I checked on my cats, and then not my real cats. I don't know what they're doing, but my fake cats. I checked on them. And then I was filling out more of the what fills me with joy and what drains me, and I got down to the personal development, and I'm like, the fuck am I supposed to do with this? But thankfully it comes with like this instruction thing that
I love the
has
instruction guide.
examples. So I'm like, the fuck did they put here? And they're like, finding new things I want to know about. And I'm like, oh, that does bring me joy. Learning constantly. Oh, is this me? Is that one about me?
It's
And then what drains me, feeling like I should only learn practical things. And I'm like, oh, no, it's not me.
I feel that.
sorry, don't mind me while I search for my glove that went missing.
You're fine. In the like 30 seconds I was looking down at this, the StreamYard jumped, and so now I have to figure out where we were. Started
Cool.
cooking during the sprint, so chickpea bowls, here we come.
I'm so hungry.
Got half a page of outline, then water and snack. For a second, I misread that as then watered my snacks, and I was intrigued.
Oh.
I'm
What
like,
kind of snacks need to be watered?
that's what I wanted to know. finished greenhouse stuff, kinda. Did you do your maths? Where it was like, no, you're going to bed now. Normal writing for you tonight. Balder attempted that last night. It didn't go well though for him. I still managed to get my things done.
If anyone would like a perfect example of what ADHD is like, look at me.
Oh yeah, gotta do chores before playtime. Alright, I'm going to end the poll now. Poll is ending.
How
Waffle
dare.
has won.
Whoop whoop. Woof,
I
woof.
dare many things because I'm going to do what I meant to do this whole time, and during the break timer, put the poll up for our next and final sprint because I unfortunately have dishes I have to do.
And I have a reasonable bedtime tonight because I have work tomorrow.
What's a reasonable bedtime, my friend? I got up at 1:30 to be here. I feel like that's
Reasonable for me is like 2 a.m. Honestly.
That's very valid.
I try to have a normal sleep schedule, and then my brain's like, haha, you thought.
Excuse you. Get off my planner. Thank you. He's
I
like,
literally-
Mother, there's a thing in my spot. I don't know what to do with it. Like, anytime I put something in his little spot, and he'll jump onto the bed, and he'll have a foot or two on it, and then he'll just look like, I don't know what to do now. I'm not supposed to stand on Mother's things, but it was here, and it's not moving.
I literally had it in my hand. I'm so angry.
Like a cuddle?
I'm like, I took it off to fiddle with wires, and now it's gone.
This is his spot.
Aw.
He does
adorable.
not-
That's very cute.
He does not do the cuddling, but I moved my arm, and he looked. See him side-eyeing because my arm has moved.
Found it. Yours. Don't know how it got up over there, but
We'll be
found it. All right. Now I'll have a nice underglow because I have a monitor right here.
Nice underclip.
All right. Hello, hi everybody. How was your guys' sprint?
30
Right.
minutes winning.
That happened. I continue to work on my channel. I got through my consistency stuff up here. So I would like to technically write 5 days a week and also edit 5 days a week. Technically. And then I worked on the creative goals, which is down here. And I don't know. It's all colored in because I sent the stuff off to the edit. And now I'm like, what else do I do with the month? What else do I do?
Stare into space, twiddle your thumbs.
I am
Collect
taking a full week
cats.
off, like completely off of writing and editing, which is why it's, blocked out up here, which will be so exciting because I haven't had a vacation in decades. That's, a joke, but still.
What's a vacation?
You heard my comment,
Yes.
Terry, on that earlier pre-stream.
Yeah, but I have to. I'm visiting my aunt and she just adopted a baby dog. Hold on, I'll find a picture. And I have to give her dog all the cuddles. Like, look at that fucker. Like, she's the cutest little thing. Right? And we're taking my dog, and he's also the cutest little thing.
I live with 5 huskies,
Yes.
so other people find them cute.
I watered my chips. Look, I was not judging. I was curious because
I'm judging.
I watch a bunch of different recipe places, and there's so many different foods out in the world, and you do so many things to them.
Mhm.
So I was genuinely excited to figure out what kind of food what snacks I needed to water. That's the what are they? They're kind of like chocolate bombs, but not chocolate bombs. Like the way that they're designed, they're inside it's like a dessert inside a chocolate dome, and then they have the hot sauce and they pour it on, and then it melts into it and reveals the fancy thing. See, if somebody said that they needed to water that, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense-ish.
Yeah, sounds accurate.
I don't know how else I would phrase it. Other than I need to sauce it, but that's kind of different.
I feel like that sounds more fun.
I need to bloom this.
I need to melt it. I need to bloom it. See, they look so cool. I want to eat one. I have never been able to eat one, but
I don't like chocolate, so.
How dare?
I know.
I'll just eat it for you.
I tell everyone, I'm like, listen, you buy me chocolates, I'll give them to you. There you go. Done. We're both happy. You gave me a gift, you get chocolate. Guilt free.
That would not make me happy, but if anybody else bought you chocolate that you accepted to be polite, I would eat it for you.
I would not accept chocolate to be polite, to be 100%
But if I'm buying something for you, it's going to be food that you enjoy because food is my love language.
Yes,
so.
Same. It's so funny. My roommate occasionally forgets that, so he'll be like, I bought like a dozen donuts for the moment. I'm like, all right, cool. These are all chocolate based, buddy. And then he'll like, and you can see in his face where he's just like, fuck.
I have like the reverse problem. I don't particularly care for plain glazed donuts. And that's like what most donuts are, is they have that glaze coating that's just like sugar.
Strawberry sprinkled.
So whenever somebody just like buys a dozen of those, I'm like, it breaks my heart because I love donuts so much, but I just do not like them.
I know sometimes, like when it comes to like if it's just like plain glazed or just a plain donut, I kind of prefer just the plain donut.
Jenna also does not like chocolate.
Yes.
Cody is a chocolate reflector.
I mean, so I'm very specific and picky with my chocolates. If it's full of caramel, sure. If it's dark chocolate or anything darker than like milk chocolate, I'm out. White chocolate I love, but that's because it has no cocoa in it, which is what I don't like.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. Every time I explain to someone that way, they're like, that makes the sense. Yes.
I mean, to be fair, it still makes sense to me that people don't like chocolate in general, just because preferences. But like with the white chocolate, I was like, so you like it really sweet? And then you said you don't like the cocoa, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's some people who have actually like physically been like, it is impossible for you not to like chocolate. Everyone likes chocolate.
Hate people like that. I've known more people who dislike chocolate than people who like chocolate, to be honest.
I'm just like, I don't like it, buddy. I don't know what to tell you.
Caramel for the win, baby.
It's
so good. A fun caramel making story, right? My sister and I were learning to make caramel, and now we both know caramel is boiling liquid.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, oh, this looks really good. And we know how to test to see that if it's good. But like my sister reached her finger out and got some on her finger because she just wasn't thinking, because that's how we usually like taste things.
Yep.
And yeah, she burnt herself. And then like 10 minutes later, I did the same thing. And Tabby said something, and I'm like, look, it's even worse that I did it after watching you hurt yourself. So
that would be something I do. Not gonna lie, that'd be me just like,
Yeah, but I just forget, you hurt yourself, I take care of you, and then I'm like, oh wait, but we didn't try. And then I touch it and hurt myself,
Yeah. So, that'd be me. It's like,
The way my sister and I hurt ourselves when cooking, it's pretty commonplace. We like burn ourselves on things all the time. So she did it, and then she's just hopping around the kitchen going, fuck, son of a bitch, I should have known better. And I'm trying not to die laughing because of her reaction to it as she's icing her finger. And then, so in the middle of me laughing and stuff, I go to taste the caramel. Because like I had remembered, but then I forgot because I felt so bad watching her be hurt, and then I hurt myself. And I told her, I was like, it's just fair, it's fair. So we match.
Yeah. The funniest story of how I burnt myself in the kitchen was I was making popcorn in, one of those normal dishes, not like the microwave, but on the stove. And I was like looking, and one of the kernels flew into my shirt and then burnt my stomach because it was like coated in hot oil. And I was like trying to get it out, like not like thinking that I was wearing a shirt under this one that I should have been, moving. But that was tucked into my pants. So that was a whole thing. And now I have a burn mark on my stomach for popcorn.
Oh, that's not fun.
I cannot tell you how many scars I've had. How many times I've cut myself, burned myself. Like, it's wild. I'll just like grab things, be like, you're hot.
That happens to me with people.
My problem is that I have a naturally very high pain tolerance, which is not the same as a high pain endurance, which is where you feel pain and you just take it well. Although I do think I have a pretty good level of that too. But no, I just don't feel pain until a certain point. So this translates to hot things too. So like I can wash dishes in really hot water, and like my husband always makes fun of how hot my shower is.
Same.
Like I come out the shower red like a lobster steaming, but it just feels so good. So when I'm in the kitchen and stuff, I'll like grab things that I shouldn't be grabbing with my bare hand, but like meh. and until it burns, and then it's like, ah shit, no.
I think I have high pain endurance.
I used to work at McDonald's and I was cleaning the grill, got a bad grease burn. No, grease burn suck. I worked in a kitchen for 6 years. I burnt probably every part of my hands. It just happens.
I used to work in the deli.
When you're turning pot, like when you got multiple pots going and you got to turn one pot and then you brush another pot.
Yep. I used to work in a deli, so I've sliced every single finger in every position, and I carry like a non-safety box cutter. So everyone's like, "You're gonna hurt yourself." I'm like, it'll just add to the scars I currently have.
I'm very proud to say I don't cut myself. It's only burns I must deal with.
Yeah, or it's just random cuts and bruises and burns. Where did you go?
I feel like, so the kids were helping me carry the parts of the bed upstairs, and you know each part is individually wrapped, some with tape. Well, I was using my knife to cut the tape, and my children are just like, "Mom, can we use the blade?" And I'm like, "You can use the knife, yeah." And I was teaching them how to use the knife safely, but they just refused to ask for the knife. It was only ever the blade. I'm like, "You can have the whole thing." And I would just hear them as I'm reading the instructions. I was like, "Oh, we need the blade for this one." Like,
I love the drama.
Yeah.
there's never, if there was ever any doubt that I burnt you. Not to mention pouring boiling water inside my waterproof shoes. The water couldn't escape. The top couple layers of skin stuck to me. Oh, how that's pain. I'm developing a fear of my kitchen now.
You get used to it.
I don't think that was, as comforting as one may think. That good old Midwest comfort there. You laugh because you know it's true.
I was gonna say, yep. Hey, get used to it. It's fine. Don't worry about it, kid. Just drop some dirt in it. Walk off. You'll be fine.
Cody lives in Michigan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Cody lives in Michigan, which is in the U.S. Midwest. I have family from Michigan. Like my mom and her siblings were born and raised in Michigan. So I know the Michigander as well.
Yeah, we're
my grandpa
humble group up here.
My papa, who is also like from Michigan, used to tease us like if we hurt our thumb or something. He's like, "Let me hit the other one with a hammer, so because you can't feel two pains at once."
Yep.
And I used to tell him that's very not true. I am very good at compartmentalizing and feeling all of my pains at once. So no, thank you. Do not want more added.
Yeah, when I was younger, there was an adage. It's like, "Oh, do you have pain?"
Bye.
Be like, "Yeah, you know how the best way to cure pain? What?" And someone would like punch you. There you go. And you don't have to worry about the first pain no more.
I would imagine taking off the 2 weeks. Like, damn.
Yeah, I could also imagine that. I could imagine possibly more. Honestly, more time.
Yes, the Michigan mitt.
I just had to Google where Michigan is. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
You're fine.
Listen, it's cool.
I Google where a lot of other countries are. To be fair, the U.S. is so fucking big. We don't even always. The editor that I want to work with is from Australia, and we were talking about states. I do not remember which state it was that she mentioned, but she's like, "That's near Tennessee, right?" And I'm like, "I think. Hold on, we touched 9 of them." And I had to pull up a map, and I'm like, yes, it does. It touches us on the northwest corner, but Tennessee literally touches 9 states. So
that's a lot of states.
I only touch 3 states.
I think we in Germany have
every
like
time we
16
touch.
states to begin with. So if you touch 9 of them, that's like almost all. No one does, but you know.
Because every time we touch, we
I
get the
get this
feeling. And every time we touch.
It's copyrighted. So
The timing of that.
I am the master of making up lyrics if I have to.
Do we have a timer request for 30 minutes before I find one and then offend people?
No, I never spent that long. I don't know any 30-minute timers.
What I was gonna do is when I was a kid, I'd be like, "Mom, where are we at?" I'd be like, "We're here. Like, where are we
Does
going?
Laura have
Up
dinosaurs?
here. What's the time, Mom?
Who's
Well,
the one who
from
makes
here
the
to
who makes the
here."
dinosaur timers?
Marta does.
Marta, thank you.
But I don't know if she has one that's that long. I know there's a 25-minute one, which is the best, because that's when the dinos play hide and seek, and you don't get anything done because you watch the dinos play hide and seek.
No, I
that's
could
adorable.
not find one.
Right.
Well, I did just type in Marta. I don't know how she has her tags set up.
Do you want me to
People set up your tags.
link to her channel?
I found a 10-minute dino race. No, I can just look up Marta's channel.
I put it in the private chat.
That's fine.
There's only 3 dino timers, and they are, in fact, all shorter. There's 25, 10, and 15.
Okay, we'll find another 30-minute timer.
My
face has a 30-minute timer, but I don't like ending with my face only beginning. It's thematic. Fire. CB, we have a campfire. Do you want a campfire? Do you want the timer on fire? Or do you want a fireplace?
Or all 3. It's how we could get it, but all 3 would be great.
We're not getting all 3. We're getting either the campfire, I didn't click you, then the fire timer, or this one.
I vote for either 1 or 2. I have a preference.
Your name,
to
CB.
I said I vote. My first name starts with C.
But I asked CB.
I'm just throwing my votes out there.
The fire timer.
Well, so Michael could also technically answer, right?
No.
Is Michael CB Chen?
I hope I influence her.
No, because I call him
the
Michael.
One I want.
That's fair, but also there is a CB in his name, so.
Yes, however, I refer to my child. And last I checked, he was not my child. Although I do have a child named Michael.
Yeah, but Michael's like 1,000,000 years old, so.
But I'm an ancient immortal of mysterious and unknown origin.
Yes. And I'm one of her trainees.
Of my many apprentice eye.
I'm the newest recruit.
I'm so old I say apprentice eye instead of apprentices.
Get you back out because I can actually work this time. Work. This is also copyrighted.
Those are not the banners that I wanted. There we go. All right, are we ready?
Ish.
Oh, no, not mute that bitch. Okay, now we're ready. Who wants to kind of... Michael, yes, mommy.
I can do the counties since Anne did last time.
Do it.
All right. So we got a 3, a 2, a 1, a quote.
We've used that timer before, and I forgot. Right. Well, then I didn't realize, but I forgot that it doesn't actually have a countdown until like I went to check how much time we have left, and I'm like, why are you not counting down? Ish.
I saw it. I was like, ooh, oh no. Well, it's gonna be fun.
Well, I added when the sprint was supposed to end. Ish. But it's
I
just.
figure when I hear people talking, it's over.
I mean, that's fair. So, how did everybody do that sprint? The final sprint of the night.
So, I was working on my drawing. I was doing the environment. Thought, fuck environments. I hate doing environments. I've never done them well. Then decided to pivot to do a character design for like a fan art character design thing. But I'm looking for a very specific, like, graceful anime man falling pose. Possible to find. So I'm like, okay, Howl's Moving Castle. I have a very distinct image in my brain. Does not exist. I remember it wrong. Like, fuck. So then I found one that I really like from Kaoru from Evangelion. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll use this. And then the sprint was over.
You found it just in time.
Yeah. So I added it to my pure ref board for later.
I was going to ask you a question, but I didn't want to interrupt you. But now I can't remember what my question was, and I'm very sad.
It's like, I just want this character to be like a graceful man. Like, cause the character is.
Oh, Drawfee. That's what I was going to ask. Do you know what,
I do. I love Drawfee.
Okay.
Where we take your dumb ideas and make even dumber drawings.
Yes. I just was thinking of the Blender episode.
The meat grinder man.
No, okay. So there's an episode of Drawfee where they're doing a what's the speed draw? So when they do a speed draw, they pre-record themselves drawing it and then they play it back in a speed thing. I'm saying for everybody because I don't know that the audience all knows.
I'm sorry, I'm just the talking. Yep.
Okay, hold on. I have to readjust.
That's what I do when I'm like I'm paying attention. Just yeah.
Okay,
but
just making sure. But there's this episode. I cannot for the life of me remember the full thing. But I think they had to do like draw something from their favorite anime. But we get through like 3 of the people. And then you get to Julia, who Julia was like her favorite anime is one that involves a lot of like scenery and backgrounds, and they use Blender for it. And she wanted to be very authentic to it. And so she bought and installed Blender, and she learned Blender for this art piece.
Yep.
And I love Nathan's reaction in it because he's like, Julia, is that Blender?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. And he's like, did you learn to use Blender for this? And she's like, well, you're seeing me learn to use Blender. And like, he just could not function.
As I did it for this project. Yep. And he's like, didn't it like take her like less time than someone else's too? Or no, she's the one that's like 17 hours.
That's what Julia's known for, either doing it in under an hour or doing it in 20 hours.
Yeah, and it's just like, wow, I love Julia personally.
One day, one of my goals is just to hire her as my concept artist. Ever since she did Link in the dark fantasy style, and she was talking about how she went to fashion school, and so when she does like designs and stuff, she thinks about like what part of the clothes would wear. Like as you wear them practically, and I'm like, I need this brain.
Yeah,
also she draws really good monsters, and I'm like, I need that. I have species with petal hair, so
I have.
Well, you came at the end, but it's okay. I'm here every Monday at 7 my time.
I'm here sometimes on Monday when Sam wants me here.
It's my first time here. I don't know if she invites me back. Let's see.
Cody makes it sound like any time I allow other people to be here, I don't want him here.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
if CB and Matt are here, that means I didn't want Cody that week.
Yeah.
Not
Or
just
if
y'all
I'm
are
here, they didn't want me here. Yeah. She didn't want them here. Yeah.
not just the fact that you're co-host that I try to rotate out because this is a weekly thing and burnout is a thing for people who are not me.
Are introverts like me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so relatable though. Every time Michael has a stream and I'm not invited, I'm like, "Do you hate me, bestie? Like, what's up? I thought, come on, you know."
Why was the invitation not gold encrusted in my DMs?
Exactly.
Like, I'm available all month, Sam. Why am I not in every single stream? I would die. Don't do that, please. I appreciate you not doing that, but just for the record.
I have to keep y'all's schedules in mind because if I just ask you, you will all just agree to whatever. Matt is the only one of you who's good at saying no, which is probably one reason he gets to guess so often is because he has an actual good idea of his own energy limits. Cody's like, how dare you?
How dare you? And also, you know me so well.
It's the mushroom clouds in the corner.
Yeah. No, I'm so used to being like a quote unquote outgoing extrovert for work. My brain is just like, yes, outgoing extrovert. And then I forget I have a limit. Then I hit that limit and I'm like, oh no. How do I get out of this?
My socializing limit does not exist. CB just sent something, and I don't know what it is.
She did. What did?
I can't click on it right now.
Oh, Gay Fire Boys. Okay.
I say no for the whole month. Okay, this is true. You did say no for the whole month. However, you're learning your limits. You're new to it.
And also to be like 100% completely honest, I enjoy doing this. It's fun.
I also feel like it's so
what?
different when you guest host to when you go like host yourself. Like
Yes.
I've reached my limit of hosting. I've done it like 6 times a week this whole month, last month, and I'm like, that's too much. We're going back to like 3 times. But I'll be on all of my friends' streams if they ask me. Like, I'll be happy to be on anyone's stream because it's not my pressure, you know?
I co-hosted and hosted for 12 hours in a row during the Dubba Dubba, and I was still ready for more.
I did.
Looks like Laura Nettles put out a thing, and one of my days for availability was the 30th for April. And she's got, it's like her end of the month nano extravaganza, I think. I don't remember the exact words. Don't quote me on that. But she was like, it goes from 6 p.m. EST to midnight, but she's like, you don't have to be there the whole time. And I'm like, but is it okay if I am?
Oh, yeah. I have friends like that. I stream. Sorry. I was going to say, I do 10K Sunday streams, but I stream for 6 hours. I'm always like, yeah, pop in, pop out, you know, whenever you feel comfortable, whenever you reach your limits. And Alexandria, who's new to streaming, was just like, I'm going to be there the whole 6 hours if that's fine. And I'm like, I mean, yes, obviously.
Some of us are like, we need to drain the energy from the audience. Is it okay if I do that for 6 hours? It'll keep me going for the next 4 days.
When I was part of I think it was like my first or second Dubba Dubba. I did 2-3 hour streams in a row, and I'd like halfway through the second one, I was like, I'm having fun with this stream. I cannot wait for it to be over. I'm having a blast. I cannot wait for this to end.
That was the second one. It was the dance party.
Yeah, because it was
Samantha,
the dance party.
With that bottomless pit of energy. Is anyone else remembering the anime characters that hit the end and still stand up? Here's the thing. I have chronic fatigue. However, I'm an outgoing extrovert. As long as there are humans near me interacting with me, I can go forever. I will regret much things later, but in the moment, I'm good to go. I am Sailor Moon. Rubius is not taking me down with that gravity crystal.
I also have a problem where I don't like to say goodbye or no to people.
I have to kick him out sometimes.
She's had to kick you out numerous times. Where I'm like, man, I should really go to bed. 2 hours later, man, I really have to go to bed. An hour later, so it's like, all right, go home, goodbye. Click.
Yeah, she's also sent me to bed before.
Yeah, she has.
I've only streamed with Anna twice, and I've already sent her the whole 3 times now.
Yeah, it's just, it's always been a problem. I always tell people, like, kick me out, tell me to go home, please, because I won't.
Well, on that note, though, we do need to get going.
Yes.
I have to wrap up the stream.
I
So,
do have a bedtime today, so I will say no.
You moved up.
sure.
You're in the hot seat
You're in
now.
the hot seat now. We switched for outros.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, I did not expect.
It's fine. This is less bad than people who make you full screen when you're like intro and outro yourself.
I will never do that. I have too many friends with social anxieties.
Oh, I would be.
I will
would
always
do it,
be
but-
here for you.
Thank you. So I've been Anne. I, as I said, post 3 videos a week. We'll be going down to 3 times a week. My debut is available for pre-order on Amazon. You guys are so sweet. I have a lot of things there in the description. Yes, I'm bad at outros. I'm sorry.
I don't think any of us are good at them except for Sam.
Oh,
About
Crystal's
to
very good. She also has like a rehearsed thing, and it involves I make a clusterfuck of content, and I'm always like, yes, you do. I enjoy that. But yes, I'm done.
I don't know. I thought we were getting swapped again. My brain's
No.
swapped. Hello, hi everybody. My name is Cody Keller. I am a gay creator, like to make gay shit. Street you've had too good for too long. I am your resident Sparkle King. Currently working on my debut novel, which is about witches and werewolves and shit. I'm also working on other projects as I do. I'm drawing shit. There's a lot going on. Follow me down below on my social medias while I get my life together, and then I figure out what the fuck I'm doing.
And I'm Writing Mom Samantha on Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things. On Mondays, I host lives a lot like this most of the time, where we talk and get work done, or we just lament over how much life sucks. And other times, we talk about things that I want to talk about, like the 1999 movie The Mummy, which we will be discussing on the 25th. We're doing Ghostbusters next month on the 25th of April. And then other times we also have parties to celebrate the end of the quarter, like we did last week, which I highly recommend watching Cody and Matt go head to head.
Where I kick his butt. I only say that because he's not here to defend himself.
I had to think about that. I was like, we didn't have a scoring system, did we? But
I
anyway,
think we technically tied. If we did, like, we tied, but whatever.
someone's gonna go back and figure it out.
Right?
But someone will.
So, yeah, not me.
If you would like to see a sample of my writing so that I know what I'm talking about, you can check out my website, samanthalnasset.com, where you can read my spooky flash fiction, Until Pizza Do Us Part. And if you would like to read all that glitters before everybody else gets to, you can sign up to my newsletter while you're at the website. If you would like to help support the channel, you can like this stream, subscribe, and ring-a-ding that bell so that you always know when I go live or when I actually start posting content again. And if you would like to tip or donate, you can do so at my Ko-fi down below.
Give Sam money.
And yeah, to find all of my guest things and to find all of my things, everything is linked down below. There's all your information. And thank you, everybody, for coming. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for watching on the replay. Bye.
Bye.